Series 2 of this fantastic Icelandic drama kicked off with the usual foreign drama double bill on Saturday nights on BBC4. This is Andre, who we mentioned earlier, oddly enough, coming back to the sort of area that he left in Series 1 after the traumatic events of that series. Before we start, Will, when I asked you to watch Trapped, did you know what it was? Had you heard about it? Had you seen Series 1?
I mean, I've seen quite a lot of Nordy Scandi dramas. So when you first suggested it, I was like, do I remember watching this, or am I thinking of something else? But no, I have watched it before, and I really enjoyed it.
Hold fire! I've got to do my hound-holding
It's
synopsis.
run down.
Let's find out how much you enjoyed it in a second.
I'm sorry, I'm being too keen.
Yeah, so this is the second series. So that much like Endeavour, it spent a lot of time getting the band back together in the middle part where Andre was sort of
A lot quicker, though.
reunited with his police partners. But this started off with such a shocking beginning that I put on Twitter. I thought I've seen everything in the crime drama genre, which is harder to say than I first imagined when I started to say that sentence. But this really stuck. I mean, you said about Baptiste, but I sort of was not underwhelmed, but sort of not as stunned by that.
Felt more generic, didn't it?
Whereas this, where a guy grabs hold of a female politician and sets them both alight.
I think because it happened so quickly, both
Within
into
the
the
first few
episode,
seconds of the episode.
and the action itself was so quick. It was like literally grabbed, lit them both on fire. It was literally so quick.
Never seen anything like that. And it turns out that the politician that this guy has set light to, he dies. She survives.
And this is in Reykjavik, isn't it, where Andre's now working?
It turns out they're actually related. They're twin brother and sister, and he's sort of become estranged from his family. Here's where Matt comes in with the hand-holding, because this is all about the environmental effects of building and the effects on the economy.
They're building like a smelting... Is it a smelting plant they're building in the town?
Yes, I believe so, yeah. And so it's about the economic effects of that, and annoyed farmers who think that their livestock are going to be affected, and things of that nature. And it is a really engrossing... I know we watched the first double bill, so episodes 1 and 2, and you say you've seen a lot of Scandi noir pieces, and yes, we have, but this, because of the setting and because of the way the police interact with one another and the environment, feels very different to all the others. It's sort of more settled in the world than some of the others. Although it has that heightened sense that I mentioned at the beginning, it manages to keep its feet very on the ground and tell quite an organic and relevant story. Will, did you enjoy it by any chance?
Yeah, no, I did. The fact that it is more grounded in the world helps it a lot. Because sometimes I feel, with some of the ones that I've seen, is that there's almost like a bit of a disconnect between the drama and sort of like the landscape that it's set in. Like, you'll have some scenes of drama and then, oh, look, a lovely fjord, or oh, look, a lovely mountain or something. Whereas this feels, like you say, organic. It doesn't feel as if it could be set anywhere else. No. In a way. It feels very much rooted in the world that it's set in. I particularly liked the ending of the first episode, because it gave me a real impetus to watch the second one. I felt like, I felt it gave me the feeling of binge watching.
And I think, sorry to cut you off, Chris, but I think as well, you thought the character who was hanged...
It's Will, not Chris.
Sorry, Will. Sorry to get your name wrong as well.
Alright.
The guy who was hanging at the end of the first episode, you thought would be a integral character to it. You know, he was going round asking about Andre, what's Andre like, and his son, you saw, was quite involved in the plot as well. And then you see that he's dead, and it's just like, you know, it changes the course of the episode and the series, and it sort of challenges your preconceptions a little bit.
They seem to make a conscious effort as well, because it was called Trapped, presumably because the first series they were all sort of trapped in this snowy, icy place while they tried to hunt down this murderer. This had a very different feel because we're in a different time of year. The landscape is very different. And it is one of the best foreign dramas. We get a ton of them now, but when they're good, they really raise the stakes, and this is one of them. I will say again, there was a tiny bit throughout episode 1, not so much throughout episode 2, but episode 1, when it seems like they're all related, and you're trying to work out.
I agree more so with this. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm glad. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, no, I agree with you here and this woman was married to both brothers.
Yes.
And now has she got a child by the first brother or the second brother? Certain elements, they bring in, as you say, these sort of the socio-economic look, and they did that in the first series to an extent, didn't they? They were talking about selling part of the waterfront, weren't they? They were trying to build like a marina or something like that. And here it's the sort of the selling to foreign investors. There's sort of almost like racial overtones with the certain like Muslims coming into the area.
It feels the most contemporary.
The son is having a homosexual relationship with one of them as well. So there's lots of different themes being explored, but at the same time it is very character based. One of the subplots is with Andre coming back to this town after the events of series 1, and his daughter, his older daughter, has also moved back there to live with Auntie because she's fallen out with her mum, and she's sort of almost like a rebellious teen, but it's not done in a sort of stereotypical way.
It doesn't feel cliche, that, really. It could so easily be, but it doesn't feel like it.
As well, and it's only something they've started to sort of tap the surface of with Himrinka, who's one of the other police officers. She's having there's like domestic unsettlement in the family home with her and her husband. She invites Andre to stay rather than stay at a hotel, which I think is to sort of smooth the cracks. He's part of this group called the Hammer of Thor, which is the main sort of vigilante group. He's sort of there protesting with them. So there's obviously tensions there. So I like how it sort of balances these sort of big real world themes with the mystery elements and with the sort of character elements as well. It was something I hadn't realised how much I missed it until you hear that really awesome theme tune from the now late Johan Johansson, and the opening title credits. The 3-person policing team, I really enjoy those sort of dynamics.
And I like the basics of it, the fact that they have to stay over at night in case somebody escapes from the jail.
I really like the lead performance as well. I'm going to butcher this name now. Olafur Darri Olafsson.
That was a mess.
Yes. But I just think he is sort of such a charismatic presence. He's sort of likable, but he can get, Andre can get tough when he needs to as well. I'm really looking forward to watching some more. This is my favourite show that we've watched this week. Certainly out of these 3 sort of crime shows.
This just has something about it that feels so tangible and so authentic that I just want to spend more time there. Have we made you into a Trapped fan, Will? Will you carry on with the series?
Yes, I think so. I really enjoyed the first 2 episodes. That sounded
very convincing. So, yes, I think so. Trapped continues Saturdays at 9, 2 episodes a week. I believe there is 10, so it's going to be on for the next 5 weeks. And I do like the fact that it's 10, and we're going to tell a really long-form story there. Trapped, one of the best foreign dramas you'll ever see, and it's on Saturday night. It's on BBC 4.